Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ridiculously Serious, a show where we draft teams from absolutely ridiculous categories and have a completely serious debate about them. My name is Mike, and I'm your host. As always, I'm joined by my co-hosts Joe and Brandy. So, Joe, tell us this week, if you could visit one of the ancient wonders of the world, which one would it be?
Easy. I didn't even have to think about this one. The pyramids. Egyptian history, as well as you kind of get a 2-for-1 here. You got Egyptian history and you got Egyptian mythology. Both super interesting, both interconnecting, and most of the mythology comes from actual things that happened during ancient Egypt. Super interesting to me, and definitely something I'd like to check out someday.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. By actual things happening in ancient Egypt, you do mean the aliens helping build the pyramids, right?
I mean, the aliens, the entire 1999 smash hit movie, The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, it's a great movie. All-time classic. We could probably do a whole podcast episode on that movie, to be fair.
I could do an entire podcast.
We could do an entire podcast
on the movie.
That's fair. That's fair. Not the Tom Cruise one, though. That one was an abomination.
No.
That was terrible.
How dare
you? All right.
How dare that exist?
All right, Brandy, if you could have any job, what would that be?
I initially wanted to think of a job that involved a lot of traveling around the world,
sure.
But I couldn't think of anything that wasn't like unbearable in other ways, like a flight attendant or, things of that sort. Couldn't come up with something that was like good enough. So somehow I landed on working in like a writer's room for like SNL or something of that sort, because I feel like that is a job I would genuinely enjoy going to every day.
Sure, that sounds fun. That's a cool thought.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, it's pretty neat. All right, so now it's time to make someone's day. If you missed last week's episode, we drafted the best food to use in a food fight. It got messy, and the winner of the food fight draft with the best arsenal of sweets and treats, which I'm proud of that, I just made that up 2 seconds ago, is Brandy. Brandy with the food fight.
I tried so hard for that one.
Brandy back in the winner's circle.
Are we 2-2-2 right now?
I think so actually.
I think we went Brandy, me, Mike, and then Mike, me, Brandy.
Yeah, we have done a perfect draft order of results, which is pretty interesting as well.
This is the one. This is the balance of the
pretty neat
right here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna move on to today's draft, which is sports or games that you'd like to see at the Olympics. So they're for the maybe the first week. I think this might be the first week, but I think also the first week might have been the case. There are no rules. There's really no rules for this draft. I mean, pretty much anything can be a competition. So I don't really think, it can be solo, it can be team-based, you could turn anything into a competition. So I don't really think that there is a need for any qualification or rules for this week. So we're pretty much flying blind here with each other. There's nothing we could have really narrowed each other's thought process down to ahead of time. So definitely going to be interesting to see where we go. So before we do that, let's nail down the draft order. So let's go ahead and have, I think I had Joe pick last week because I think he took the 13 or 2 weeks ago. Sorry, we had to take a week off. I should have noted that at the top. I actually forgot. Things were so crazy, I forgot we took a week off. We had a hurricane hit my area, so my wife and I actually pre-evacuated, and the hurricane didn't end up being an issue, but it is what it is.
Oops.
So we missed a weekend there, but coming back to you now. So let's go ahead and have Brandy give me the first number for the random generator here. What are we thinking?
63. I think I used that number before, but that's the only thing that's in my brain. So 63.
63. All right, Joseph.
13.
I knew that was coming.
I wasn't going to take it because I knew it was coming.
All right, I'm going to take my old baseball number then because it's kind of in the middle where I want to be, and I will go 31. 31. So
just getting choked here.
Yeah,
Brandy's
I did.
got the whole.
To be fair,
more than half of it.
To be fair, you're getting choked, but you're also the one that keeps picking 13 for between 1 and 100. So I feel like that's kind of also a little bit on you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a personal attack on my character.
All right, well, let's see if it paid off for you. The number is. I'm going to show the screen so that you guys know I'm not lying.
It's
31.
Oh,
31.
So
So
your phone's listening to you. That's why.
Right? That's the Google ads, right? That's how they do it. They
Yeah.
heard me say 31, so then they, it's like the advertisements when you talk about really enjoying terrible food, and then they show you Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I know people are gonna hate me for that one. Trust me, I know, that's why I chose it. All right, so I have a pick. I think there's one pick that I have that is gonna be contested, and then the rest I think I'm golden. So I'm gonna choose the first overall pick. I want to go first this week because I really want to get that one. So Joe gets second choice rather.
Yeah, I'm going to take the wraparound. I'm going to take third pick.
Okay, so Brandy, you are going second. So, with all that being decided and that nice hefty lead in this week, we will get down to the nitty-gritty of the draft. And I will kick things off with dodgeball. Some good old-fashioned dodgeball. So, I figured...
I had dodgeball.
Yeah, I figured
Very
at
high.
least one of you would have dodgeball up there just because who doesn't love a good game of dodgeball, especially like watching other people do it. It got popular on ESPN for a while. They used to, I think it was ESPN. They used to have that league that would run like late at night. I think it was like 10 o'clock at night, it was late at night, but they had like the professional dodgeball league that'd be on for a while. And honestly, it was a lot of fun to watch. Like it was genuinely entertaining. And I think the thing, and this will come up later with one of my other picks that I'll kind of go into a little more detail, but I think the big thing with the Olympics is the activities tend to be quick. They tend to be like kind of in your face action, quick, you know who the winner is in under, a couple minutes, So, well, sorry, I shouldn't say the winner. The result of what the person is doing. It's not like a baseball game where it takes like 3 hours, although I do know baseball got back into the Olympics this year. But most of the events within a couple minutes, you either have the result or you have the winner, for things like, for things that do take longer, like gymnastics and diving and stuff where everybody has to go, you're still seeing the results of the dives, the individual dives and the gymnastics routines and stuff. So I think with Olympics, that constant action, the constant like something's actually happening, is a thing that people really enjoy and look forward to. So I tried to focus that on my picks, and I think dodgeball is just, how much more constant action can you get than dodgeball?
Yeah.
Plus, you got to think about it being the Olympics, so it's going to be the best of the best that qualify. So you're just going to have some monsters just hurling dodgeballs at like 70 plus miles an hour, like just absolutely pelting people. Like that's going to be enjoyable. So yeah,
dangerous.
So that is the one I wanted to nail in with that first overall pick. We got dodgeball. So that'll kick us over to Brandy for the second pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm going to go with beer pong.
Okay.
I have been to a beer pong Olympics party in the past when I was much younger. Olympics beer pong. I don't know.
Not under 21 though, right?
Absolutely not.
Definitely.
I do
never.
not condone underage drinking. It was pretty. You know how beer pong works. Teams and
Sure.
It's very competitive. And I feel like it would get super intense. Like it gets intense at a house party. Can you imagine Olympic level beer pong?
I feel like the main question I have is, are they actually consuming
Yes.
the alcohol?
Yes.
Yeah. So that definitely does step it up a level. I'll give you that.
Right.
Now, I have like other questions to explore this, honestly, because like if they're actually drinking the alcohol, my next question is, do you play one game? Like what does it entail? The actual like, when you play another team, let's assume it's like soccer or something where there's a group stage and then a knockout, tournament to determine the winner. Is it just one game of beer pong? Are you playing like a best of 7 like they do in ping pong? Because like If people start getting drunk, that could be real interesting.
Yeah, no, the way we did it was like a bracket where like these two teams play against each other, and then these two teams play against each other, and whoever wins plays each other. So like by the time that team gets to the end, you are completely hammered.
Oh, so you want this
Just
like
the top two teams.
this is not a multi-day event. You want this straight through.
I want this straight.
Oh, that's even better actually, because
Yeah.
by that gold medal game, you're gonna have. So that actually lends an interesting thought though as to whether the better team it consists of the better throwers or just the people that can hold their liquor the best.
Yeah, there's so many factors
where they can stay sober and not, kind of keep that consistency.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
I feel like it would be a time to watch. I would actually enjoy beer pong for a brief
Sure.
moment.
No, that definitely sounds interesting. I will give you that. So, all right. So Joe, you have your first wraparound pick.
All right, so I think you guys thought about this in a very different way than I did.
No, I have a few that are completely off the wall.
All right, so you'll see by my first one how I thought about this. Something everyone is capable of, but few have truly mastered to the point of Olympic greatness. I'm talking air guitar.
They have a national air guitar competition, but on an Olympic level, oof.
Wait, they have a national air guitar competition?
They do, yeah.
As soon as we're done here, I'm gonna go over to YouTube and just witness greatness.
I
can't believe you didn't know that.
No idea.
Yeah,
No.
I
I
can't
feel
believe you didn't know that.
that's something like you would know, like just from knowing you as a person for some reason.
I would have thought that's the thing you would have entered in the past.
Yeah.
Like I thought that's
honestly.
Absolutely.
Had I known, yeah, I'd be there. But
It probably still happens.
yeah,
I assume.
so how are people winning?
Being the best at air guitar.
No, but I'm saying, is it a judged competition? Like what's okay.
It's essentially a routine. Think of it as just like a gymnastics routine. It's an air guitar routine, and you got a wow factor. You need some diversity in your routine. There's obviously the difficulty factor, and
So I'm glad you said that, because that's actually the questions I was going to ask you was like, what are the categories you're being rated on? But you kind of went straight in for that, which was good.
I mean the best overall. You can go with most challenging and complex. You can go like give away part specific ones like best dweedly dweedlies. However you want.
Yes.
I like it. I do. I like it. That's solid. I definitely did not go that direction, but I can definitely also appreciate the direction that you did go.
Yeah.
So I do. I like that. All right. So hit us with your second one.
Oh yeah, I get two. Oh,
Yeah.
This is perfect. I actually didn't even realize I set myself up for this, but to go along with air guitar, we need an Olympic event for headbanging.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I thought you were going to say air drums, and I was like, no, that's too close. But headbanging is different enough.
So sure. I actually thought about, I'm someone who air drums quite often, but I thought about doing that, but I feel like air guitar is like a more...
There's more you can do. Yeah, I feel like there's more
exactly.
you can
do. More versatile.
I was going to do like air instrument, but I decided to just go with air guitar. It's a more common phrase than air instrumenting.
Air band.
Pick any instrument you'd like.
But no, headbanging, and we've got the hair flow, can judge by hair flow, can judge by like bangs per second or bangs per minute. I guess it'd probably be like
BPM.
BPM, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a lot of factors. The length, just with same thing with like a number of continuous spins in gymnastics and stuff like that.
Sure.
Do a number of continuous bangs, all that stuff. So definitely. And the great thing is these two competitions, there can be like the stage of the air guitar guys.
They're headbanging to the air guitar.
And the headbangers are headbanging to the air guitars, and the judges are just in the middle being like, what have we gotten ourselves into?
I will say the one thing that pops into my mind though, because at the end of the day, we are kind of competing with each other, so we're gonna have some dissenting opinions sometimes. I used to have like not long hair, but I had like early Justin Bieber hair. but I'm older than Justin Bieber, so it was before Justin Bieber was a thing. So
You obviously started it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like Justin Bieber owes his success to high school me is basically what I'm saying.
Obviously.
But at some point, I cut the hair, it went shorter, and I still was used to doing the flip. That little hair flip, like a high school skater thing, I
still do it. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I still do it.
So I used to, so I still did that out of habit. But when I did that with no hair, it gave me like a headache. So the only problem I'm seeing here is that Joe's event might be a little discriminatory towards like short-haired people. Like I feel like just by having short hair, you might be at a disadvantage, just
people with
right
short hair
away.
don't enter the headbanging competition.
No. Hold on a second. They can absolutely.
I mean, they can, but
there are stylistically there are different things to. Oh my God! Someone's setting off fireworks outside my house. Sorry.
We can't hear them, so you're good.
All right, that's good. Stylistically, there are different approaches. Just like with any sport like that, skateboarding just got added to the Olympics. There are people that are better at grinds and rails than they are at flip tricks, and they're gonna cater to whatever they need to do.
That's true.
Same thing. You could have one of the greatest headbangers of all time, Warren Thermopolis, I made up that name, was a bald man. Yeah, I'm just making things up.
I was about to start Googling like under my desk.
Check out his YouTube.
Just out of all the things Joe knows in life, the best headbanger of all time is just at the forefront of his, brain.
Yeah.
It's just right on the tip of his tongue.
At all times.
I gotta support my fellow baldies.
Fair enough. I like the start though. I do appreciate the creativity there. All right, Brandy, you have your second pick on the clock.
Yes, so I'm choosing this for the simple fact that I feel like this should be an Olympic sport just for the sheer fact of how difficult this thing is. And that would be the carnival ring toss.
Okay.
Because that is a game from hell.
Okay.
And I feel like with the difficulty level, that should be an Olympic sport. Like, instead of a gold medal, as my friend Gina said, just hang the stuffed animal that I would win around my neck. Because
I
would
like
be
that.
worth more
I
at
like
that
that
point at the end.
I like that, taking it straight from, full carnival, atmosphere. You don't get a medal, you get the stuffed animal. That's solid. I think that adds a little pizzazz.
That over the medal.
That'll be really big.
Hard. It's a really big necklace.
Yeah, but then you have to do what Olympians do, and you have to like hang it.
Bite it?
No, you got. Well, no, but I'm saying like later on, you gotta like hang it in your house or something. Just this giant stuffed animal like hanging in your office or whatever.
Yeah, in your living room over your fireplace.
Sure. Yeah,
That's
no,
what Olympians do. They've told me.
That would definitely be interesting. I'm assuming it's going to be just as rigged as the actual carnival version. Is like the point.
Oh, better be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It would have to.
Yeah, that would definitely be interesting. I could see that being the one thing I will say that does make me really like that is that kind of like what Joe said before. It's like anybody could do it. Like you could just train for a while and get good at it. Like I know you could say that for anything, but let's be real. Like there's definitely some genetics involved in certain things. Like like if you're 6'5", you're gonna have a better chance to make the volleyball team than if you're 5'4". So like there are genetic predispositions for some things, but the ring toss is truly, you could be any height, any size,
no man's
anything,
land.
just literally just train, work hard enough and make it. And that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. You could even, this is just obviously going off a little bit here. Your pick is the ring toss, but there could be a carnival game decathlon or something like that, pentathlon.
Yeah.
That's
I have
solid
thought
too.
of that, but I didn't know if it would be legal to take multiple,
Well, if you turned it
things
into
in one
like a
shot.
decathlon, I would say yeah, because it's all the same. It's not like you're combining all different things. They're carnival games. They have a grouping. They have a correlation. I would say it'd definitely be better than the actual decathlon. Does anybody even watch that? Like,
can I do that? Because I have two more just off the top of the dome that I would absolutely add.
I would say if you want to combine them into some type of like triathlon, I would say go for it. But
because I would do the ring toss, that ladder thing.
Sure.
And no, I don't have a third one.
So
The
it's
dart,
Is there
or the
a
dart
name
at the
for it, too?
balloon.
What about the ping pong ball and the fish bowl?
That's a
no,
good one.
yeah,
Or
but I feel like that's venturing too close to beer pong.
That's
Oh,
fair.
yeah.
That's pretty close to your other
Yeah.
one. That's fair.
There's the hammer thing with the bing.
Or the yeah, no, I got nothing. we'll stick with ring toss.
Sure.
We
go
tried
with
our
that.
best.
We
Yeah,
tried
we
to help.
tried.
I
Thank
should
you.
note at this point too. I realized I hadn't said yet. Normally I say earlier. We are doing our traditional 5 rounds for this draft. I know you guys know, but just letting the listeners know as well. All right, so I will head to my first wrap round. So this is now going in a different direction than dodgeball. So I want you guys to picture, like, think about the Olympics, right? It's literally the top athletes in the world in their respective, games or sports or whatever they're doing, right? You're talking about the peak of athleticism. And when you qualify for the Olympics, you are the best in the world at what you do. So then what I did was I thought about what is something that I really want to see some absolute, like, super freaks of athleticism do. Like, what do I want to see the best people in the world do? And what I came up with was an egg toss. Oh, did I steal one of Joe's? I did not think anybody would have that.
Not only did you steal one of mine, you stole the one of mine that I wanted the most because
oh, no.
because in middle school at Spirit Day,
Sure.
Spirit Week, and then we had Spirit Day, which was
Sure.
Friday, which was all the outdoor games.
Some of us called it field
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
field
field
day.
day,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever. 6th grade, I got paired up with the guy in my grade, Dan Nish, and we won the egg toss. The next year, I was like, "Yeah, you wanna run it back?" 7th grade, we win the egg toss. 8th grade, I pair up with him again. About a week before the egg toss and field day and everything, I break my arm.
Oh, no.
My dominant arm. My dominant
Oh,
arm. my right
no.
arm. We still won the egg toss.
Wow.
When I won the egg toss, I was so excited. I threw the egg up in the air and I smacked it with my cast.
Oh no.
And about a week later, the cast smelled like a rotting corpse. And I needed to go to the doctor, get it cut off me, and get a new cast. So
It's hilarious.
yeah, I
Phenomenal.
also put a hole in the elbow because I was still skateboarding with the cast on, and I cracked it and all this stuff. But yeah, wow, I'm really
I'm
super
incredibly
bummed.
excited. I'm so excited. I honestly, I was considering leaving that too because I didn't think anybody would take that. But seriously, just picture like the top people in the world at this chucking eggs. Like, how far do you think they could get? Like, are they about to be chucking eggs like 40 yards? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
that would be incredible.
Absolutely.
Like, just
That would
picture
be
like an egg
insane. I
flying
would
through
watch
the
that every
air
time.
and this baby basket catch of like, welcoming it down and like not breaking. Like, absolutely incredible. I thought about water balloon toss and then I was like, no. Eggs are
No,
way
eggs.
better because when
Egg
people go
toss is
out,
so
that's
fun.
entertainment as well. So like, that's a huge part of it. Just
Much
for
more than water, yeah.
for the people who are listening to the podcast and not the YouTube, I knew that I took Joe's because his face was aghast with horrible shock and disappointment. Just to paint a picture for you. But
Honestly, agony is the only appropriate.
I was upset for you.
it
that
was
moment.
so instantaneous that it was like just the look on his face. It's like his soul just got drained through his body.
That was the moment that I peaked in life. 13 years old, 8th grade, like winning the egg toss with a cast on my dominant hand. Like, I'm
For
31.
the third year in a row.
Third year in a row. I'm 31 right now, and I'm still talking about it. Obviously, that was the high point of my life.
Yeah. What Joe's not adding to that story is him and his friend were transfer students for the School of the Blind. So they were the only
Oh my
ones in the egg toss that could
God.
actually see the egg.
No.
No, that's lies.
I'm
That's
really
illegal.
the most sad part about this for me personally is that it's not a thing. Like, because now I'm getting sad about wanting to see it. Like, I would pay to see the best people in the world have like a 40-50 yard egg toss. Like, I think that would be
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, I'm actually terribly invested in this now.
I know,
This
I-
is the thing that I want.
When I thought of it before, I was like, how do I go about actually making this happen?
Start a GoFundMe.
I think
Well,
honestly,
first
I
step.
think my new goal in life, and I'll say this on the podcast, my new goal in life is to work hard enough so that one day I can offer like a $50,000 grand prize for like a world egg toss championship. So that, and I'm going to announce it like a couple years in advance to give people like a ton of time to like practice and get better, and then we're gonna hold it, and I'm gonna like run the event. Which now that I'm gonna work on that, I'm gonna try to get some sponsorships and like just make that happen. Like, all right, you guys heard it here first. All right, 2024 World Egg Toss Championship. I'm gonna give myself 3 years to get it done. Summer 2024. All right, you heard it here first.
Ambitious.
You know I'm entering. I'm gonna go find Dan Nish, see what he's up to now.
Yeah. I'm gonna find Dan Nish.
Before we move on, I just want to note that I got some text from my wife in the last minute saying, you said the high point in your life was an egg toss. We're literally married.
Oh no.
So now I'm in trouble.
Oh no.
That's how you know it's like a semi-fresh marriage or relationship, is because I've been with my wife. We've only been married for a little over a year, but we've been together 11 years. And if she heard me say that, she'd probably be like, yeah, sounds about right.
Oh,
She
no.
probably wouldn't even think twice about it. All right, we should move on though, and I will do so with my third pick. This one's actually tough because I have a few different directions I want to go, and I'm worried about potentially one more being taken, and I also couldn't decide which way I wanted to go. But I think I'm gonna go with blow up obstacle course. So you've seen like when the kids have the parties and they get the blow up obstacle course where you got to go like up and over and then through the like the bumper things and then, you know, stuff like that. I want that, but obviously to like an Olympic scale. Like I don't want a real obstacle course. I still want it to be blow up, but I
Yes.
want it like a quarter mile long. Like I don't want this like 100-foot long thing that you have at kids parties. I want like a quarter mile long, like rock walls, but with blow up, you know, and then like
Yeah.
you gotta wade through like a ball pit and then run through the butt. And then you got the tube you gotta crawl through. Like I want a full, huge design. I think that would be absolutely awesome. And then you give them like a GoPro type camera, you know, obviously small enough that doesn't interfere with them. You put it on like their chest or something. But you could like see it in motion, and you get like the camera guys following them behind. You know, like I just think that would be awesome to see them going through the course.
That would be very fun.
Yeah, I think that would be really, really cool. So that was my round of two things that I just desperately want to see more than anything else. Which I guess, to be fair, it wasn't what you thought would be best in the Olympics. It's the ones you'd like to see. So I guess that does just fit what, you know, the topic was. But I'm gonna just pass to you guys and be sad about these things not existing yet while you make your picks.
I'm getting upset, honestly.
So
that
go
these
ahead.
Don't already exist.
If egg toss was in the Olympics, I would be like on Michael Phelps level at this point.
On Wheaties boxes and
instead of the 2024 egg toss Olympics, we just make it the maybe 2025 ridiculously serious Olympics, and then
Sure.
do all of the events.
I like it.
Prepare for all of the events.
yeah, listen, you
that are
guys
listed
gotta
today.
all the listeners, you gotta get the word out, spread it to your friends, get us views, get us listens, get us sponsorships, and we'll make it happen. Just you gotta help us get there. All right,
just
Brandy,
gotta-
go ahead and
Yeah.
carry on.
So another thing that I think I really want to see, especially just on an Olympic level, because it's so big and there's so many things that can be done with it, is an Olympic scavenger hunt.
Ooh,
Oh.
okay,
Because I feel like that could get so in depth
sure,
with so much distance and like complication in it that
sure.
I feel like it would be insane to watch, like over multiple days, you know? At
Oh,
least.
so
I don't
this
want
is
it
like
to
a
be same-day
marathon event. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
like traveling the world to, not the world, but you know, somewhere close, just like far distances.
Oh, so you're like all over the area where the
Yeah.
Olympics are being held. Okay.
Yeah, just like corner to corner, like as far as they'll possibly like let you go.
Sure.
Olympic wise.
I like it.
All corners of whatever the limits are of this Olympic realm.
Sure.
Over just multiple days to see who can finish it first, obviously. But
Yeah, sure.
I would absolutely watch that every time. Even if I'm the only person, I would 100% watch that every time.
Sure. No, I think that's a pretty interesting concept for sure. Like you said, maybe not the most spectator friendly, but definitely an interesting concept. And again, one that anyone could do. You know, you could wake up in the morning with a chance to be in the
Yeah.
Olympics. So that's
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. All right, cool. All right, Joe, picks 3 and 4 from you.
Yeah, I'm pretty bummed because I had this. I had it as a single event, a singles event. Two singles event really, and then a doubles, triples, and a team event. Um, and you took my doubles event, so I'm gonna skip to my triples event,
Okay.
and maybe I'll come back with a different doubles event, or maybe I'll go with one of my backups. I'm not sure. I really never thought egg toss was gonna get taken.
I actually felt the same way.
So my triples event, super interesting thing to watch. Again, routine based, and you can do some pretty crazy things with this. Double Dutch,
Okay.
one of the greatest activities at the lunchtime playground yard, and I think it'd be really cool to see that on a professional level because I'll tell you, when I was in elementary school and probably even in the middle school, the stuff that was going on the double Dutch field, I don't even know what to call it, was like mind blowing. Like there were people like going on their hands and one hand, one leg, and like spinning around, and like I had no idea how it was being done, and those were children.
Sure.
So at an adult level, holy
Yeah.
moly!
So
like, could
you're
be
not
crazy.
only including like possibly like length of time or however many double dutches, but like style points as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, different
Yeah.
different tricks,
That would
different.
be the
Sure.
way to go.
I figured it would be a timed and judged event. Like you have 3 minutes to do a routine, and then it's
Yeah.
judged. Like I figured that's the direction you were
yeah.
going.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's where I'm going.
Because open ended, you can't leave things open ended for Olympic athletes. Because if it was like a stamina thing, that'd be double dutching for like hours. Because some of them would be like in insane shape. You know, like
Phased.
that
Yeah.
would be unbelievable. But okay, solid. I like that. All right, so what are you following it up with? What's your team event?
So my team event is a sport that exists, kind of. It's been made up and done on a quote unquote professional level, but not in our world. I'm talking about something from a video game. I'm talking about the greatest underwater team ball sport there is, Blitzball from Final Fantasy X. One of the most fun side event kind of things in any of the Final Fantasy games. I have a friend who literally only played Final Fantasy X to play Blitzball, and he would just go on, play Blitzball over and over again, and then turn the game off.
I never got that into Final Fantasy. That wasn't like my realm of video gaming growing up.
It's okay
what
to be
is
wrong.
Blitzball?
Oh, okay. So Blitzball is a game that it's a goal scoring game. So it's similar to soccer, basketball, hockey, but you're in a giant bubble, essentially bubble of water. So you can go in through the side. It's like a sphere, but you can go in through the side of it. It's like being held there by some, I don't know,
Yeah.
gravity, some weird force or something. And it's essentially done underwater. You take shots, kind of like water polo, but done instead of being in a like pool in the ground, it's done in this giant sphere, and the whole audience is around this sphere looking in.
Interesting.
Look it up. I mean, look it up on YouTube. That's a great way to kind of get a feel for it because I'm sure there's like compilations of people playing the game because it's super fun and like you learn different shots and things like that. And
Sounds pretty interesting.
I like that. I was curious because my friend's brother literally plays underwater rugby. So I was wondering how
Yeah.
similar that is because I had never heard of that
Yeah,
before.
it's got a kind of a Quidditch feel to it as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. I would
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I hadn't heard
I
of
don't
that
have any
before.
qualms today with
Yes.
anybody's picks.
Well, speaking of people's picks, Brandy, it is back to you for your fourth pick.
Yes. And I had it and I forgot it that quick. So for my fourth pick, I'm gonna go with chicken. Water sport.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Like
okay.
chicken in the pool.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I feel like that
This-
would get so intense with just giant Olympic athletes. Like
Sure.
Like people
I just-
picking each other up in the
Yeah.
air off of each other's
off
shoulders.
of each other's shoulders. Yes.
Yeah,
Like I love the visual of it.
Sure.
I like.
Are there mixed doubles? Are there are there specific rules? Like, is it
You're speaking nonsense to me. I don't
Well, is
know
it like,
sports.
is it man on man shoulders? Is it woman on man shoulders? A woman on woman shoulders? Is it all three? Is it?
I think it would be up to the teams to decide.
Oh, so it's just full
Their
like
mix.
co-ed, like
Yeah.
you just whatever, you know?
Yeah, like
Okay.
whoever thinks they can come up with the ultimate best chicken team.
Sure.
And
Yeah, I
then
like it.
duke it out.
You know, you really have two positions. You've got the base. You know, needs to be very sturdy. Needs to be able to hold firmly onto the legs as well and maneuver and keep balance. And you know got the aggressive attacker on top. You know, chicken pecking at the other team.
Is that what that was?
That's the official sign of
Yeah, chickens with their two beaks.
you
Their
know,
two
the-
beaks over their shoulders.
Yeah.
I give up. Yeah, I honestly I love this one.
Yeah, no, that's solid. I do. That's definitely never one I would have thought of, but I do, you know, like the idea. Like I said, I didn't anticipate much overlap, you know,
Yeah.
with this, and that's definitely not one I had thought of, but I do like it for sure. Definitely would lead to some interesting competitions. But yeah, no, that's good. That's solid. All right, so I am going to finish my draft now, which is actually kind of tough because the problem is I had two that I thought I was going to go with, and I was happy with them. And then Brandy said the scavenger hunt, and that actually made me think of one, like just a fresh one off the top of my head that I actually decided I really liked. And now I think I want to go with that, but now I'm trying to decide which of the other two I'm going to drop. But I think I'm definitely going to go with it because I really like it, and it just literally top of my head when Brandy said the scavenger hunt. And I think I'm going to go with capture the flag. So when you said scavenger hunt, that's obviously what made me think of it. But this was completely unplanned. Like I didn't have it written down or anything. It just popped in my head when you said that. But who didn't love capture the flag as a kid? Like it's a great time. And
It really is.
the thing is, they actually have tag, not in the Olympics, obviously, but they have like professional tag. Like you can actually watch it on like I think it's on YouTube and stuff. I don't think it's on TV. It might be on TV. I don't know, but I've seen it on YouTube and stuff. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, it's okay. It's not as good as I hoped it would be, is what I'll say. You know, they have a lot of obstacles and stuff, but like it lasts like under 10 seconds most of the time. You know, like it's a quick, like rapid fire thing. And not enough happens. They just run straight at each other, really. Whereas, you know, I wanted something that had a little bit longer of a run time, you know, a little bit longer of an effect, because I wanted to do something tag-like, because that's a game we all played as a kid. It's a game we all loved as a kid. So that's why I wanted to get this in when I thought of it, because you're incorporating the tag aspect, but turning it into a strategic, you know, full kind of event, which I definitely like. Plus, it gives me the opportunity to talk about one of the probably top 5 episodes of television ever, which is the episode of Rocket Power where they play capture the flag throughout the entire town. Like literally growing up, that's all I ever wanted. Like from the moment I saw that episode, literally all I wanted to do, and I kept trying to get my friends to do it, was to play capture the flag across. Like I grew up in a very small town in North Jersey. Like the entire town was like 7 square miles. So I wanted to get my friend, not even the whole town. Like I just wanted to do a section of the town, but I wasn't cool enough. I didn't have enough friends for that. But but that episode was amazing. Like, all I wanted to do as a kid was to play capture the flag over some like insanely huge territory where you just spend the whole day playing. And that's what I picture for the Olympics, is like kind of like Brandy said with the scavenger hunt, you play over like this huge area. I'm just picturing this designated space of maybe like 3 square miles, just this big area where you just play capture the flag.
So I had a neighborhood game as a kid. I think we only did it once. I can really only remember us doing it once, but I grew up on a 12-house cul-de-sac. So not 3 miles, obviously.
Sure.
But, you know, there were 12 houses on my street. It's a suburban area. They're all pretty spread out. And we got, you know, essentially 2 teams, and we set up kind of like a base. It's nice because it's just a straight road, and then the cul-de-sac. So we had one was on essentially one side of the street and one was on the other, and we did the whole thing, and it was fun.
Yeah, that does sound fun. That's something I would have loved to do as a kid. So, so capture the flag. And then this one is incredibly hard because I honestly have like, I know I said I had 2 I was picking between, but I have like 5 that I like. Like I have like 5 picks that I could justify any of them to myself. But I think I'm going to go with the one that I would most like to see, which is something that got really popular in the mid 2000s, like the mid to late 2000s, to the point where it was like on ESPN and they had like full leagues and everything. And it was honestly so much fun. And then it just dropped off and I can't find it to watch anymore, which is paintball. So if anybody is a fan of paintball, like I said, back in like, it got, for some reason, it was like kind of the same time as like the World Series of Poker got really popular on like ESPN. Everybody was like got into poker. It was like that same time where they had the professional paintball league on ESPN, where they have all the blow up kind of, obstacles. Yeah, I was gonna say obstacles, but they're not really obstacles. They're more of like bunkers and stuff, I guess. I'm not really sure what you call them, but
so that's a speedball course.
Yeah, speedball is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not talking about like
woods ball.
Yeah, I'm not talking about woods ball for the Olympics. I'm talking about straight high pace, fast paced, high action speedball. And
yeah, I played a lot of woods ball as a kid. A couple of my friends had paintball guns, and I just rented. I never had my own, but I have friends that played like on teams and stuff, like competitively.
Yeah, so I didn't play until I was in my mid-20s for a bachelor party, just for whatever. I don't really know why. I just never did. And I had an incredible amount of fun. And then I've gone like twice since then. And it was so much fun. The only other thing I've done with paintball is when I was in high school, when I slept over at my friend's house. He had paintball stuff. And when we used to sleep over there, his uncle used to get drunk and run through like the park. And we would shoot at him like 3 a.m. So no, that's a true story. He would get drunk and they'd be like, hey, you guys want to shoot at me with the paintball gun? And he would go in the park and he had to run from one tree to the other. And we got like, I think 5 shots each. So you have to like take your time and line it up and stuff. But, he was tough. He was a squirrely little guy, but no, paintball is, like I said, back in the 2000s, I also got super into it. When it was on ESPN and stuff, used to watch that all the time. It is a lot of fun to watch. Very like high intensity, high action, which is cool. So that will wrap up my draft, and we will go ahead to Brandy in order to wrap up hers.
Yes. So I wanted to think of some type of video game event that doesn't already get enough attention, and I couldn't think of anything that was Olympic worthy in a way that it would like work.
Sure.
With people spectating or watching, that would be interesting over X amount of time. So instead I'm going with that trampoline thing where they it's like a half pipe with a trampoline at the bottom and they bounce off of their backs and
like
then they
the wall.
The wall, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
From like Cirque du Soleil? Is that weird?
Kind of like that, but it's becoming more like a freestyle sport now.
Because I've definitely seen them do that at Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, they're doing like backflips and then, landing on their feet at the top of the wall on top of this small box. I saw a video on TikTok the other day, which made me think of it. I was like, that's cool. I wish I could do that. I don't have that capability. So I feel like that is another thing that like people could train for.
Sure.
But still have style points and, obviously be judged.
So is it, I was going to say, is it judging or is it like height based?
I think it's judging.
Okay. So judging like style and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, that's solid. I mean, I loved watching it at Cirque du Soleil. I thought it was super cool when they did it there. So I would definitely watch that, in the Olympics. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we have the last pick of the draft, and that is Joe. Wrap us up, buddy.
All right, I am going to go with one of my backups. I had quite a few of them. None that were 2 people, unfortunately, so I can't really fill in that block. But that's okay. I can veer away from that a little bit. I'm going to go with something similar to discus or shot put, the track and field events.
Sure.
Basically propelling an object a certain distance. Farthest distance wins. This one is going to be paper airplanes.
Oh, okay.
As an Olympic
So,
event.
Sure.
you know,
Okay.
this could be, a situation, hands behind the back, paper in front of you, clock starts, you have 1 minute
Oh,
to build.
timed. Okay.
Oh, time, absolutely. Otherwise, what, do you come prepared with an airplane from home?
I figured you would have. Yeah, I figured you would have had time to like make the airplane and like perfect it and like.
This
But
ain't
I
no
think I like.
soapbox derby.
Yeah, I think I
no,
like-
we're doing it on the spot.
I like
This isn't
timed
the
better.
Red Bull Fluke Tog.
Yeah,
Time.
yeah.
No, so yeah, I think it'd be really cool. Watch 1 minute or whatever of someone folding a piece of paper, getting the perfect weight distribution and
Sure.
angles and everything, and then taking it to the line, launch, soar, land, and see who can get the farthest.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the timed aspect. I think that actually improves it a lot from
Yeah,
just
it
like having the
definitely
toss.
does.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Because
have
I
thought
feel
of
like
that.
that would definitely increase anticipation of people watching and, which way are they going to fold it? Oh, they folded it, a little off on this side, then that side. I feel like people would get really into it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is actually pretty cool. I think that would be fun to watch. So, all right, cool. We have our 5 picks each. You guys heard them all. They were kind of long stuff, so I didn't write them down. So, you spent the episode listening to them. You can get an idea of who you want to vote for. But we went a little bit long this week, so I'm not going to go too much like I normally do into the picks that we didn't make. But I will just go. I'll just name a few, but I won't really do any explanations. I had wiffle ball as a replacement for baseball.
I
in
also
line.
had wiffle ball.
Okay, I had it in line with like the speeding things up and having kind of short, quick action. I had spike ball, the beach game. I thought that would be cool. I had climbing. So I know they have climbing in the Olympics, but it's speed climbing and it's terrible. Like I love rock climbing, and what they have in the Olympics is awful. It's like 3 seconds long. They just shoot up the thing. It's terrible. I was thinking of some
I
type
also
of
have rock climbing.
Okay, I was thinking of some type of like rotating belt where you're going for like time, like how
Like a
long you can do it,
treadmill.
like almost like a marathon of climbing type of thing. Because let me tell you, it's not easy. Like, I mean, I'm a very amateur climber, but like after like 5 or 6, wall climbs at the rock gym, my forearms are like rock solid, like on fire, like real tight. Like, so if it's just, it's not going to slow down for you. It's a continuous pace. So if you get to the point where you're too weak to keep going, it'll just bring you down the wall, and then you're out. So I think that would be a very big improvement on what they have now, because I'm telling you, what they have now is awful. It's terrible. I had tetherball. I had Robot Wars. Like you build a robot and then they
Battle
smash
bots,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. And then the last one I had on my list was the rotating surfboard of death, which is from the show MXC.
From MXC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also thinking that.
Yeah, so
That's so
I wanted
funny.
it was hard. I wanted to pick that one, but I honestly just didn't think it beat any of the ones I took. But I wanted to throw one from MXC in there, but I feel like the rotating surfboard of death, same thing as like the rock wall. It's not like the little small one there. It's like much bigger. It's like a straight kind of, thing with maybe some loops and stuff. But like bigger obstacles and stuff like, and maybe it speeds up a little bit at times. So just make it real tough. But I've never laughed harder than when people fall off that thing on MXC. If you do not know what MXC is, there's like multiple apps on like the computer and like Amazon Fire Stick, stuff like that you can watch it on. Highly recommend. It's the most amazing thing. It's MXC Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. Like, just go watch it. Like, if you take anything away from this podcast, like, go watch MXC. It's amazing. So that was our drive. Do you guys have anything you wanted to throw out real quick that you didn't say? Anything on the backup list?
I had some good ones. Skydiving, yo-yoing, Crazy Bones.
Crazy
You guys
I'm
remember
sorry.
Crazy Bones? Yeah. So good. Such an
What is
amazing.
Crazy Bones? Joe, what is Crazy Bones?
Crazy Bones are small plastic figures that you would throw at other small plastic figures to knock them over. Do you not know what this is, really? Or do you want me You've never
I'll
heard of
Google
Crazy
it.
Bones?
I'll Google.
Oh my
it.
God. It was a 90s toy. Basically, you bought these packs and you open them up and they're just different color little figures, maybe about an inch tall. And you would, stand 5-6 feet away from someone or sit, on the floor or whatever. And you would throw them or slide them on the ground to try to knock your opponents down. If you knock all your opponents down, you win. And we often played for keeps on the mean streets of Jarretown Elementary School. Great game.
Yeah, now I'm thinking
I've
of
never
like
seen these in my life.
now I'm thinking of
Crazy
like
Runs.
Beyblade in the Olympics. Like I'm
Oh,
thinking,
that's
like,
a good one.
like Pogs.
Beyblade.
Let it
rip. So we can actually probably do a whole nother episode. There's probably a lot of great
Olympic,
things to do for the Olympics.
Model building. No. Yeah, I had Can Jam as well, but I
Sure.
was leaning too heavily into the Everyman games.
Sure.
But I feel like Can Jam can get pretty intense.
Yeah.
So I
And,
actually I thought of Can Jam, but I left it off my list because I'll be completely honest. I feel like with how good people are at the Olympics, my mind just went to like people slotting it like every time.
Every time. Yeah.
And
that's
that
why
was
left
I
it
was
off.
like, yeah, I was like,
I was like, if I can slot it like 1 out of 10 times,
Yeah.
there's no way it's gonna be interesting.
yeah. If you
can
could slot it
slot
1
it
out of 10
10
times, that'd be pretty good.
That's
Bragging.
So let me the first time I ever played Can Jam, Mike's explaining the rules of the game, and he just we're in the park and he's just explaining. He's like, yeah, and you try to get it in the hole like this, and he throws it and he slots it first try.
Yeah, that was
And I'm
actually true story. It was incredible.
and I was like, I was like, oh my god, that's so sick! Like blah blah blah. I have never seen a single person slot it since then.
Yeah.
So it was just like some crazy anomaly that I saw.
It was that's
Yeah,
a 100% true story, and the funniest part is I was literally just throwing it to show them, so I didn't even like aim at the slot. I literally just threw the frisbee. Like I just
You're looking
I
the
just
other way.
yeah, I
You're like,
literally just
see,
turned and
like
threw
this.
it, and that's literally
Oh
that's what
my
happened. It was
God.
incredible. It was like one of the best moments of my life.
I had a moment like that at a bar with that ring on the string.
Sure,
where
sure,
you
sure.
Throw it onto the hook. The very first time I've ever seen it, the very first time I've ever touched one, got it the first try after I watched my friends play for 15 minutes without getting it. I got so frustrated. I'm like, I need to try this thing. Got it on the first try and have never touched it again since.
That's
And I
funny.
never will.
That's
Don't
funny.
ever. You're
Never.
1 for
Yeah, you
1.
gotta retire.
100%.
Yep.
Gotta retire.
100%.
Batting 1,000.
All right, so let's get these people out of here. If you're enjoying the podcast, you know what to do. Give us a 5-star rating. I'm not going to do the whole spiel again. You know what's going on. It helps us out, makes us look good, gets other people to see our show. 5 stars, takes 10 seconds, really helps us out. If you have a good idea for a category, I promise I will read it and consider it. Ridiculously Serious Podcast at gmail.com. And that is all that we have for this week. So thank you for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed the show a little bit longer tonight. So we hope you got some extra entertainment out of it. And we will see you guys next week.
Bon voyage.
Okay.